Welcome. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Girl MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio, Dee Whitson, and Michael Bullock. Welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk, everybody. Day 2 of 4 of a crazy week we got. This is basically, like Anthony said, this was our man up week, or, basically we're going all in this week. No pun intended from the great show on Saturday night, which we're going to be talking about tonight right here on Cerebral Smack Talk. My review of All In, the big show that went down in Chicago last Saturday night. I got a lot of great things to say about that. And of course, we got Smackdown Live, where it was down in Detroit, Rock City. Yes, the brand new Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. The home of Hockey Town, of the Detroit Red Wings, and Detroit basketball of the Detroit Pistons. Yes, Florio, that's for you. So we're just going to dive right in. We're not going to waste any more of your time. I know a lot of people's got work commitments beyond their control, so I'm going to try to get this done within an hour, okay? So I'm banking on it. I'm going to try to go for it. 2-for-1 deal to start it off, of course. Promo segments, which was later interrupted along again. Nice little verbal exchange. It led to the first fight of the night because it's a 2-for-1 deal. Well, actually, no. The Miz didn't say anything about it. Miz and Maurice was not there. They were on later in the evening. But what happened was Miz, well, okay. Daniel Bryan and Brie asked for Miz and Maurice to come out. Basically, we want you out. We want to deal with you. You jumped us last week. We're pissed. We want to beat your ass. Unfortunately, Renee Young was the bearer of bad news and said, well, Miz and Maurice, they're not here. They're not in the Little Caesars Arena. As a matter of fact, they're out of here. They hightailed it. They're not even in the building. So obviously we're pissed. I could say a few words, but I won't. But it did actually brought out Zelina Vega and Andrade Cien Almas. I'm like, again? Wait a minute. We dealt with you guys last week. What is this? So Andrade's like, you know what? I want to go one more time with you, Daniel Bryan. Last week was an unfair fight. I should have beaten you. I had you. You basically, I lost because of the Miz, and that's not the way I want to prove. I'm the best wrestler on SmackDown Live. I want to prove it. And Zelina Vega, as the beautiful mouthpiece that she is, was able to convince Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas to go one more time. All right, so here we go. Awesome. So Andrade Cien Almas versus Daniel Bryan, first fight of the night. Winner of the bout in about, let me see. I don't have a time here. What the heck? Let me see. Hold on, folks. I'm sorry. I thought I had a time. I thought I saw. I know Daniel Bryan won. Okay, 12 minutes. 12 minutes and 10 seconds. Daniel Bryan beats Andrade Cien Almas. Clean victory with the running knee. Good match. What is there to say? Are you kidding me? Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas is a really good rivalry. I love what I see. You can't complain. Andrade is a future star. Obviously, they're going to give the rub to Daniel Bryan, give him some momentum going into Hell in the Cell against the Miz and Maurice. So obviously, they're going to get the rub, but at least Andrade didn't get squashed. He doesn't get destroyed. He had a great match, solid performance. I could say 2.5 to 3 stars. Anthony Florio, come on in. Give me your thoughts on the opening segment of the night. And once again, your boy Daniel Bryan gets a big win over Andrade Cien Almas.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. I mean, great way to start it off. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Anthony Floyo here for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk as we mosey on into night 2 of our Soldier Up week. And yes, I mean, good. This was great. This was a solid segment to get some more. The segment was a solid segment to get some more heat on Miz and Maurice, put Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella on screen, and segue into another interesting encounter / match with Almas and Vega. So that's all I can say on the segment. As far as the match is concerned, yes. I mean, I could probably call this fight of the night here. I mean, this was like 3 to 3.5 stars. This was excellent. This is a must-see match. But the story between Almas and Bryan has yet to be written. I think there will be another chapter months from now. I really do. So, not really more to say on that. I mean, Bryan and Almas are on their way to having some epicness down the road. I mean, whether there's a title involved or not, you give these two time on a pay-per-view, look out. We're looking at 4 to 5 easy. That's all I can say on that. Bryan's had his share of 5-star matches. Almas had a 5-star classic. You remember with Gargano in Philadelphia. So that's all there is to say there. So segment, I would probably say maybe the segment of the night, I guess. And then, well, maybe the second best segment of the night. There was another one that was just as good. I don't know which one was better. Yeah, I do. This was the second. The segment was the second best segment of the night. The fight, I would say fight of the night, although there was a very surprising match that really impressed me and Bullock, especially during our SmackDown chat tonight. So we'll park it here for now. So 3 to 3.5 for the fight. I could probably say fight of the night. And then the segment was the second best. So Michael Bullock, come on in, fresh off another one of our epic SmackDown chats. I mean, we had a lot of fun with this opening segment. I mean, Bryan and Almas, that's a future. I mean, you put those two on a pay-per-view, you're looking at 4 to 5 easy.
Oh yeah, you could definitely say that based on the body work of both of these individuals, especially with the last two matches that we've seen. But yeah, as far as the set goes, I mean, this was up there. I mean, Daniel and Brie Bella basically talking about getting jumped last week on SmackDown Live by The Miz and Maurice, and they try to say, you know what, let's not wait till Hell in a Cell. Let's do it right now. But Renee Young told them they're not even here, and they showed up on the big screen, and then, of course, they get interrupted by Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. And like you said, Andrade wanted another match with Daniel Bryan because he lost because of the Miz, and they said, you know what, just bring it on. And as far as the match goes, I'll give it 3 to 3.5. I mean, I thought it was another good match between these two, a clean victory for Daniel Bryan, and yeah, I do agree. I mean, if you put these two on a pay-per-view, you definitely got 4 to 5 easy, based on the body of work of these two individuals. So the sky's high definitely for Andrade Cien Almas, and it definitely builds a little momentum for Daniel Bryan going into that mixed tag at Hell in a Cell. So nothing more to say. Dee Whitson, come on in.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with y'all, with everything y'all said, so I'm not going to add too much more onto it. So let's just move on.
All right, guys. So the next thing we had, basically, it was basically an interview that was basically Todd Phillips explained the feud and that the big feud that was going down, and it actually had Paige arranged an interview with both women, separate locations, separate interviews between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. So first off, we started it off with Charlotte Flair. And you know what, Anthony? Why don't you take this for a spin? What did you think about the segment? About very interesting to see that they splitted the two ladies up, but I think divide and conquer is what I say.
It was done because of the volatile nature of this rivalry. I mean, SmackDown Live has 3 must-see money feuds right now. This is one of them. And we already talked about the second one. We'll get into the third one in a little bit. But if I could sum up this segment in 2 words, must see. This was one of the best promos of the year. Both women were incredible and did a great job of selling this feud as the feud for Hell in a Cell. I cannot wait for 12 days from now, the 16th of this month, in San Antonio, as I call it, when Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch will battle it out for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Man alive, that's going to be something else. So, Buddy Bull is back on. You know, my love affair with Charlotte Flair, MF's love affair with Becky Lynch. I mean, what's going to happen? Only time will tell. So, that's really all I can say here. Must-see segment. I mean, you got to go out of your way to see this. This was unbelievable. Nothing more to say. Bullock, I mean, you want to talk about straight fire? Both ladies brought the straight fire in this one tonight.
Oh boy, yeah. Both Charlotte and Becky Lynch definitely brought the straight fire tonight. I mean, both of these women did not hold back, and I mean, Becky Lynch said, "You know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to the top, and if it means taking cheap shots, then that's what I'm willing to go." And then Charlotte basically like, "Oh, so finally we see the side of Becky Lynch everybody knows about." And I know that something you enjoy, Fletch. But to be quite honest, Fletch, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it, but I just think this heel for Becky Lynch is it's not working because the crowd is definitely they're still cheering for her, and even though we're back in the U.S., I mean, we were thinking that it was just it only happened in the IWC areas, but we were in Detroit, and they were still cheering for her. So, well, be that as it may, but So I definitely can't wait for this match. I mean, with the way it's gone so volatile with these two, and they certainly brought it tonight. So, nothing more to say. Dee Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, this was one. Well, I'll take a page out of JR's book. This was a slobber knocker of an interview. Let's put it that way. They pretty much kind of bickered a lot at each other, but you know, it was to be expected with the way this feud's started. Yeah, you know, Becky as a heel, you know, isn't going the way everybody planned, but at the same time, I mean,
yeah, you're not working all night, are you? Some guys do.
You know, the promos themselves as her as a heel are great. It's just she's such a fan favorite. It would be like them trying to turn John Cena heel. You can't really do it, but they're gonna try anyway, and you know the fans are gonna love her just as much as they loved any other superstar that was fan favorites that they've turned that were so high that they couldn't do it. I mean, Stone Cold is still a fan favorite, even though he's a badass. So, you know, it doesn't matter. She's still going to be a fan favorite no matter what they do with her. But this is a match I'm definitely looking forward to see how this is going to turn out in the end, especially now that it's finally going to be, as Becky wanted, a one-on-one. So, not much more I have to say about it. Fletch, it's yours.
Beautifully done by the women. It just brings more fuel to the fire. It brings a passion that we've all been waiting for. This has been a great rivalry and the whole 9 yards. And let me say, it's going to be a great matchup. And there's really nothing more to say about that. So we're just gonna move. We're moving right along, y'all. And unfortunately, we don't not necessarily get these kind of moments on SmackDown Live. Unfortunately, we got one tonight. A cutout. Yeah, I know it. I can't believe I'm saying it, but we got to do it. And that was Naomi going one-on-one with Peyton Royce Girl from the Iconics. Unfortunately, tonight, for at least for me, I'm basically drowning the tears of sorrow. Naomi gets a measure of revenge and defeats Peyton Royce in less than 90 seconds, about 85 seconds to be exact. But Billie Kay tried to jump Naomi, do a 2-on-1 beatdown. Oh no. You now gone and up and done it, because now the Empress of Tomorrow showed up and she came to beat some butts. And yeah, the Iconics had to run away and get the hell out of there quick, and they did. Now it looks like we're gonna get it in down the line. Naomi and Asuka versus the Iconics, possible tag team fight. Ooh boy, that's gonna be interesting to see. Next thing, we had a nice little video package between talking about the storyline. That's one of the big storylines that we're talking about leading into the upcoming pay-per-view and Hell in a Cell. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Nice little video package by the WWE crew, as usual. Then we had a segment between Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. They went at it. They brawled. I can't say nothing more than this. I believe this goes to Michael Bullock. So, Bullock, it's all yours, man. Joe and AJ, here we go again.
Boy, all I can say is, I mean, this has definitely gotten personal with these guys. I mean, basically, Samoa Joe continuing to poke at not just AJ Styles but his family. I mean, basically saying, you know what, I did this to basically so that way AJ Styles is at home, and says, oh, but next time when he's at home, he'll be going night, and I'll take his WWE title. And then all of a sudden, AJ Styles pops up on the screen, and he basically saying, you mess with me, that's one thing, but you mess with my family, it's time to fight. And AJ Styles was actually in the building, and the fight was on. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, it looked like Joe was going to get the upper hand, but AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm, and then he basically grab the steel chair that Samoa Joe originally had. It looked like he was going to, but the referees came out to put a stop to it, and also Paige, the SmackDown Live general manager Paige, had to put a stop to it as well. And yeah, I mean, this really adds more fuel to the fire with this rivalry. So yeah, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. D.D. Wood said, I mean, Samoa Joe just will not stop.
No, he went there and then some. But at the same time, he got his mouth shut. He got his bell rung. And kudos to Paige for going out there and subjecting herself in the middle of this to try to stop these guys with the help, of course, of the referees. But still, you know, with her injury and everything, she probably should not have been out there. But man, you know, it was a good thing she was, because something needed to be done before her SmackDown main event for Hell in a Cell would be ruined. So, you know, very good, very, very good segment. Very well done. And, you know, very well proven that Joe was, of course, was not there, and that it's all just him trying to still get into AJ's head and using his family any way he can to do it. So, not much more I have to say about it. Fletch, it's yours.
Well, obviously, I definitely do commend Paige for being out there and trying to protect her main event. I mean, shoot, if I'm the general manager of SmackDown Live and I see my two big stars battling it out, brawling all over the damn place, obviously I'm running out there and getting everybody good. I'm gonna have to clear out the locker room the next time to make sure to keep these guys at bay, knowing that what the magnitude of the championship fight. It's gotten so personal, it's gotten so ugly. I'm shocked it has not been announced that it's going to be in the Hell in a Cell yet. That's the only thing that's missing with this element, is that the Hell in a Cell is not in play yet. So whatever the case may be, this was unbelievable. They can't do anything wrong. And I actually like the fact that AJ is not falling for the mind games. He's not. This time around, he outsmarted Samoa Joe. He let him talk his crap. He let him do what he wanted to do. But what happened, he got into it with Samoa Joe, and he shutted him up, at least for one night. So we'll wait and see what happens next week. This is by far one of the best rivalries on SmackDown Live, along with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, alongside Charlotte and Becky Lynch. I mean, right now, you got 3 main event quality fights on Team Blue going into Hell in a Cell. I mean, as long as these matches all deliver in one way or another, I mean, my God, man, Team Blue is looking amazing going into Hell in a Cell. And I didn't even add Daniel Bryan and The Miz with Maryse and Brie Bella, because that's a 4th fight we got going. So there's 4 major rivalries going on right now. So I mean, we can't do anything wrong. We got that lightning in a bottle, man. We just gotta hold it. That's all I can say. We just gotta hold it. Hopefully that bottle doesn't explode on us. Not yet, at least. So Anthony Floyd, was all yours.
Yeah, and you remember, I mean, it's because of the Superstar Shakeup, MF. I mean, SmackDown Live obliterated Monday Night Raw, and look what's happened. I mean, almost every week, SmackDown Live has been putting on quality to great shows each and every week. Tonight was no exception. This was another quality show here tonight. And what do I have to say about this segment? Well, the same 2 words you've already heard earlier in the night. It's a theme here tonight. Must see again. Everything about this, from Joe's promo to the brawl, was must see. What a feud! What a feud you got going on here. I mean, now we just need to have this deliver. And MF, you're right. This cannot be a regular wrestling match. It cannot be, because it's gonna end and it's gonna explode like a powder keg. It's gonna be a DQ again, like we saw in the SummerSlam. So either you put it inside Hell in a Cell, or you make it some sort of hardcore street fight type fight. But if I'm gonna be honest with you, MF, I 100% agree with you. This should be inside Hell in a Cell. I mean, you've got the Universal Championship inside Hell in a Cell with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Why not put your other world title inside a Hell in a Cell? I know it may be overbooking. It's an overuse of the Hell in a Cell, but so what? We've had Hell in a Cell events where there were like 3 Hell in a Cell matches in one night before. Let's do it again here. The inaugural Hell in a Cell event in 2009, we had 3 Hell in a Cell matches, both world titles, and you also had a tag team Hell in a Cell main event. So if you can do it back then, you can certainly do it now. You've already got 2. Use one more. If you have room for one more, make it this one. And if you do that, SmackDown Live is going to have a banner night in San Antonio. That's all there is to say on that. So another must-see segment. I mean, Michael Bullock, we saw this during our SmackDown chat, and, Joe went there, for one, and two, Bullock, I'm going to bring you in. We both commended Paige for a great job as general manager during this segment.
And this is why she's probably this is why she's been really good as the general manager of SmackDown Live. I mean, she wasn't going to let the to use the word quote unquote the inmates run the asylum. I mean, she wasn't going to allow that to happen. So I commend Paige for that. So yeah, so let's just move right along, Fletch.
All right, guys. So we're just gonna dig into the next part of the evening, which was the number one contenders. Well, this was the second triple threat fight that was to determine the number one contenders, because as you know, last week the Bar advanced, so they're going to be fighting, and the winner of this fight between the Usos, Sanity, and Rusev and Aiden English, the winner of this fight will fight next week against the Bar, and the winner of that match fights the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at Hell in a Cell. Therefore, the winners of the bout and the team that will fight the Bar 1 week from tonight to determine the number one contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship is... It's Rusev Day and Aiden English. They win it. All right, who leads off? Is it Dee Dee Woodson? I believe.
Yeah.
All right, my dear, it's all yours. How about that? Rusev and Aiden English wins it.
It was a very good match. I'm not entirely surprised that they won it. I'm kind of thinking they would. But at the same time, I mean, that was a lot of competition, a lot of action going on in this match. I think I'm going to probably give it a good 3.5 stars for the match, because for being a triple threat, there was, it was a very, very well done. And these three teams really seem to know, what to do with each other in this match. So not much more I'm going to say about it, because I know you guys are going to cover a lot of it. So I'll toss it right back at you.
3 stars for me. Amazing match. Rusev Day wins it. I can't believe it. I think that's the biggest takeaway, because obviously you're thinking, great, maybe the Usos would be the team. Nope. They pulled the rug out from under us, and quite frankly, I don't mind that they pulled it on us on this one. This is a big win for Rusev and for Aiden English, but now they're going up against the Bar, man. Ooh, this is going to be a good matchup. This is a fresh face type matchup, because it's been a while since we've seen the Bar get a shot at the tag team titles. Rusev and Aiden English, I don't think they've ever had a shot at the tag team titles before. So this is a big opportunity for both teams. This is going to be a great match next week. I can't wait for it. Tag team division definitely thriving on SmackDown Live. Hell of a match, man. And the right team won, I think. Anthony Floyo, it's yours.
I'm going to surprise some people with what I'm about to say as far as the outcome goes in a minute. But I agree with the observation about the bout. 3 to 3.25 stars. Another quality match here. I mean, all three teams worked their what's off in this one. And Michael Bullock and I, during our SmackDown chat, I brought up something that, we haven't done in a long time during our chats. I mean, since the early days of our Raw and SmackDown chats, and that is a little something called bold predictions. And my bold prediction for this match, I'm about to surprise some people here, and I'm actually serious about this, and I want to be put on the record for this. I actually had Rusev Day winning this match. I really did. I mean, I had a feeling. I had a feeling in my gut. You know, Aiden English finally got his redemption a couple weeks ago when Rusev and Lana won that return match against Almas and Vega. And then from there, it was English who got him and Rusev, who talked Paige into putting them in this match. And then English, you know, prevented Eric Young from stealing one. You know, he had the feet on the ropes, and English knocked the EY's feet off the rope and got EY all angry and PO'd like he's so known to be. And then bam, one and then out of the blue, a Machka kick, and then a 1-2-3 by senior referee Mike Chioda. So there you go. Rusev and English get the win. We get to hear those melodious. What was I going to say? Those melodious Robert Goulet and Francois Clemens and John Reardon tones of Aiden English that I've loved so much over the last year or so. So, yeah, I called this one. So, 3 to 3.25 stars, another quality match. And Michael Bullock, does my story check out? Didn't I not call this? Didn't I say this was a bold prediction?
Hey, you were right. You called it. You said Rusev Day was going to win, and yeah, this is what happened. 3 to 3.25 stars, and a very good match here. And now Rusev Day now goes on to face the Bar to see who will face the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at Hell in a Cell. So, yeah, nothing more to say. So let's just move right along, Fletch.
All right, and yeah, so it leads us to the main event of the evening, which was The Miz. Some way, somehow, Paige was able to get him back into the building, and he went one-on-one with R-Truth with his new mixed match partner challenge tag team partner, Carmella. And yes, they are a team for the Mixed Match Challenge. We'll get into that on another week or another day. But it was The Miz with Maryse versus R-Truth and Carmella together. And the winner of the bout in 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And the upset of the year, R-Truth beat The Miz. Okay, now wait. Okay, I know what you're thinking. How the hell did this happen? What happened? Okay. The Miz was going to finish off R-Truth, and he was looking for possibly the skull-crushing finale. Daniel Bryan music hit, and Daniel and Brie walked out. Now, The Miz and Maryse were so preoccupied about Daniel and Brie coming out, it looked like they were ready for a fight. The next thing you know, R-Truth does the roll-up of doom. 1, 2, 3. Fight over. R-Truth wins. Then Miz and then Daniel and Brie hit the ring. They start jumping on Maryse and The Miz to get even with them. Then we had Zelina Vega and Andrade Cien Almas. They hit the ring to jump Daniel and Brie. That was a bad move because you both ended up getting caught in yes locks on both directions. Zelina Vega got it on Brie, got it on Zelina. Of course, Daniel locked Andrade. They're both tapping out, and Miz and Maryse were looking at the rampway, watching possibly what their future might be in store at Hell in a Cell. Oh man, okay. Now, I'm going to openly admit it. Obviously, it was a good match, and I'll give this about maybe 2 stars for the main event. Short match, don't worry about it. But the thing is, for R-Truth, that's a big win for him. Tremendous win for him. Congratulations, R-Truth. Biggest win of your career. Obviously, this was more about the storylines that's going on SmackDown Live with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella dealing with Miz and Maryse, and now obviously they got a bigger problem because Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega, they're still in it and they're brawling. So maybe next week an 8-person tag. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do it, but it's wishful thinking in my mind. Having Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, R-Truth and Carmella, which I don't know how the hell that's gonna work to them two together, but we'll see. Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega, Miz and Maryse. 8-person tag. I would do it just for the hell of it. Just for 1 week, just to snowball whatever you throw, whatever you want to throw, because we still got some time left before Hell in a Cell. So let's just get this one out of the way, out of the system. But this is a great way to close the show. I'm happy with it. Plus, The Miz lost to R-Truth. I know Michael Bullock was eating it up. I know Didi Woodson was eating that up. Seeing. Okay, I didn't need the Joker laugh, but okay. Anyway, Anthony Floyo, come on in. I'll bet this was a big, major atrocity in your mind.
If I was doing the Jesse the Body Ventura heel commentary, I absolutely would have called this an atrocity. Absolutely. But nonetheless, I mean, all kidding aside, I can't believe I'm about to say this, MF, but I think you underscored this bout. I thought this was a solid 2.5 to 3. And this was, to me, was my sleeper fight of the night. I said I was going to wax poetic on this, and this was excellent. Truth and Miz were solid. Carmella was entertaining. And everything that transpired after Bryan and Brie reemerged was tremendous. I mean, this was a fantastic way to close out another fantastic edition of SmackDown Live. Everything on this show, with the exception of one thing, nothing on this, only one thing on this show sucked. Other than that, everything else was solid to good to damn near great. And that's going to really reflect in my overall rating in just a moment. But sleeper fight of the night, I mean, that's the best I've seen R-Truth look in a long time. And he picks up a huge win. It wasn't technically, your vintage roll-up of doom. It was a reverse double leg hookup that got the 1, 2, 3 on Miz. So, but nonetheless, I mean, all hell breaks loose. I could see them doing that. There's another part of me that thinks they might do separate mixed tag team matches. Maybe have Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella against Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega on one side, and then you could have The Miz and Maryse against R-Truth and Carmella. You could do 2 separates. But then again, I kind of like that 8-person idea, MF. I love that idea. I mean, kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. So that's definitely something to think about for next week's SmackDown Live, which will be coming to you from what I call the Raging Cajun Dome in Lafayette, Louisiana. So get ready, all you Raging Cajuns out there. It's going to be a lot of, you're going to be in for we're going to be in for, as MF's as Bon Jovi once famously did, and MF, I'm going to bring back some great memories. One wild night next Tuesday night in the Cajun Dome. So nothing more to say here. 2.5 to 3 sleeper fight of the night, and a surprise outcome. R-Truth going over. What a moment. So nothing more to say, Bullock. I mean, yep. And yes, MF, during our SmackDown chat when R-Truth got the 1, 2, 3 on Miz, Michael Bullock was losing his mind, but in a good way. So, all right, Bullock, wax poetic about this. I know how happy you were about this.
If anybody deserved it, it was The Miz. Yeah, you got exactly what you deserve, you idiot. But nevertheless, I mean, I'll say 2.5 stars. I mean, this turned out to be a good main event here, and definitely the biggest win for R-Truth in a while. So, yeah, congratulations to R-Truth. But this is basically to continue this storyline with the Miz, Maurice, and Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. So yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Is going tonight.
Yeah, I'll go 2.5 stars. It was very well done. Good way to end the show. Nice to see Brie and Daniel on the same page by putting both of them in a yes lock in front of Miz and Maurice to show them that, this is what you have coming, and being prepared that for what is coming ahead for them. I'm with you guys. When was the last time we've seen R-Truth actually win a match? I mean, he hasn't been on very much, so it was very good time to or very good to see him actually out there actually winning a match. The mind games that he plays, calling Maurice Carmella. I mean, that was just funny. Classic for him. So not much more I'm gonna say about it. Let's move on.
You know what that time it is, guys. It's time for the overall review. Anthony Floyo, come on in. What did you think about SmackDown Live?
9 to 9.5 MF. This was one of the best SmackDown Lives of 2018, hands down. I mean, if it wasn't for that one cutout match, which was Naomi and Peyton Royce, which featured a certain referee that Michael Bullock and I love very much. He's our favorite SmackDown referee, Mr. Danilo Anfibio. I mean, we had a lot of fun with that during our SmackDown chat. But all kidding aside, if I had to record, if you're pressed for time, folks, if you had this on DVR or whatever, or if you watch it on the WWE Network, when it becomes available on demand, only skip Naomi and Peyton Royce unless you want to see Danilo Anfibio, myself and Bullock's favorite referee from SmackDown Live, but that's another story. But 3 or 4 quality matches. I mean, Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas, another damn good match. That triple threat tag team match with the Rusev Day going over, that was another quality match. A sleeper fight of the night main event with Miz and R-Truth actually being halfway decent. And then the in-ring stuff was great. The segments were great. I mean, the opening segment was great. I mean, Daniel Bryan, Brie Bella, Miz and Maurice, they were the MVPs of this show here tonight. But let's not kid ourselves. I mean, Joe and AJ, another fantastic segment with the two of them. And then, everything else going down. Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. You witnessed one hell of a show tonight. I mean, they're going to be talking about this show in your respective schools and workplaces in the morning. Believe that. So you're taking home some memories tonight of one of the best SmackDown Lives of 2018. But then again, that's been the theme of this year ever since the Superstar Shakeup. I mean, another week, another beatdown from SmackDown Live. Raw had a solid show last night, a solid and newsworthy show, but that's all Raw is known for, solid and newsworthy. SmackDown Live, each and every week, is a quality show, just like 205 Live. I mean, consistent. That's all there is to it. Storyline progression, top notch. The in-ring action is great. The segments were great. And of course, we can't forget about that great separate sit-down interview with Charlotte and Becky Lynch. I mean, that was fantastic as well. Like I said, you got to go out of your way to see everything on the show, with the exception of Naomi and Peyton Royce, unless you're a fan of referee Danilo Anfibio, which Michael Bullock and I are. So that's all I can say on that. All kidding aside, 9 to 9.5 out of 10. This was an incredible edition of SmackDown Live. MF, your guys and gals over on Team Blue, you guys are continuing to do what you do best, making Raw look like the pedestrian B show that it is. SmackDown Live, the new age show, period, end of quotation, end of statement, Bullock, take it home.
yeah, 9 to 9.5 out of 10. This was definitely a very good edition of SmackDown Live. I mean, Naomi and Peyton Royce was the only downside, but everything else was good. So yeah, there's nothing more to say. I mean, did Dee Woodson already go yet?
No.
All right, so I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a 9. It was a very, very well done show, very newsworthy. You know, SmackDown's known for their storylines. They're known to just pretty much just bring it. So, you know, another awesome night for SmackDown. Very well done, very well produced show, and you know, every week they put Raw on notice. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. I will see you guys next week. Good night.
All right, good night, Didi. And we're gonna fly right by now. Go right into All In that went down Saturday night. There was 2 pre-show fights. It was the SoCal Uncensored. Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, they defeated the Briscoes, Mark and Jay. And then in what they called the 19-person over budget battle royale to determine the #1 contender for the Ring of Honor World title that would be fought later in the evening. Flip Gordon, man, he was trying to get all in. He got in. He wins the battle royale, eliminating Bully Ray as the last individual in the match. So yes, we were all yelling flip, flip, flip on that one. He wins the battle royale, and actually, for all you great people out there, you got to see that for free on WGN America if you guys saw that on Saturday night. Excellent way to set it up. Main show from the Sears Theater in Chicago, Illinois. We started it off with Matt Cross one-on-one with Maxwell Jacob Friedman, or MJF. Well, when it was all said and done, Matt Cross gets the victory. Solid fight. Good way to start the show. Nothing more to say about that. Next thing we had was one-on-one Stephen Amell versus Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels wins the match. Unfortunately, by default, this was the worst fight of the night. It was okay for what it was worth. It was really stiff. Stephen Amell, you could tell he wasn't. He's had some fights under his belt, but he definitely is still green. But hey, it was a good performance. Nothing more to say about that. So then we had the fight of the really good match for the women's division. TNA, or Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion Tessa Blanchard. She went up against the hot mess Chelsea Green, aka Laurel Van Ness from of TNA. Madison Rain, you already know about her, and Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker. And she is a big name in the independent circuit. When it was all said and done, the Knockouts champion, Tessa Blanchard, wins the Fatal 4-Way. 12 minutes and 41 seconds. Solid match. This was well done by all 4 ladies. They brought it to the table. And big win for Tessa Blanchard, obviously. She is right now the face of the women's division in Impact Wrestling right now. Anthony, she did Impact Wrestling really proud. She did your show very proudly as well. Big win for her. Sky's the limit. That's all we're going to say about that. All right. Next fight of the night. Oh my God. Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. The winner of the bout and new NWA World Champion Cody Rhodes. Fight of the night, 4.5 stars. Amazing fight, to say the very least. This was excellent match, excellent fight. definitely well worth the price of admission. Go out of your way to watch this on YouTube, folks. It was definitely a great match. Next up we had was Hangman Page versus Joey Janela in a Chicago street fight. Hangman Page wins the match, but then the most weirdest moment in wrestling history. Okay, if you've been following Being the Elite on YouTube, Joey Ryan was killed. Now, at first they blamed it on Stephen Amell, but then we found out that no, it wasn't Stephen Amell. He had an alibi. He was recording Arrow in Vancouver, and the other reason why was because Christopher Daniels framed Stephen Amell, said that it was him, and we found out it wasn't. So Joey Ryan was the culprit all along. So during the event, Joey Ryan woke up and, okay, how can I say this without getting in trouble? Let's just say he had an army of, I can't say it without getting in trouble. God damn. All right, forget it. Let's just watch the video on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about. It's one of the most disturbing moments I've ever seen in my life. You just go out of your way and watch it. I can't say it on TV. Even with this TV 14 level that we have, I can't do it. So next thing we know, we had Jay Lethal for putting the Ring of Honor World Title on the line against Flip Gordon, winner of the bout, still Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal. He brought back Black Machismo. Basically, Lenny Poffo, yes, the genius, tapped Jay Lethal on the shoulder, and Jay Lethal went into Macho Man mode. He came out with the Macho Man gear. The place blew. It was that amazing. Flip Gordon, let's just say he had First Lieutenant Brandy Rhodes, and man, God bless America for that baby girl and her military getup, man. Oof. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm leaving that alone. Next fight of the night we had was Kenny Omega one-on-one with Pentagon Jr. Kenny Omega wins the match. After the fight, he got jumped by just Chris Jericho. Jericho showed up, attacked Kenny Omega again. That's leading to a brawl at the Chris Jericho Cruise because there's a 6-man tag team fight. The Young Bucks and Chris Jericho versus Marty Scurll, Cody Rhodes, and Kenny Omega on the Chris Jericho Cruise. That's coming down the line. Kazuchika Okada fought Marty Scurll one-on-one. Okada wins the match. Great match. Nothing more to say about that. Main event of the evening, Golden Elite, the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi versus Benadal, Rey Fenix, who is the Triple A Mega Campeon, and Rey Mysterio Jr. The Golden Elite wins the main event. Short fight. I know a lot of people were really upset about it because they were like, "Why didn't this get more time?" It only got about 10 minutes or so because they ran out of time. They had to finish it by 11 p.m. They got it about. They were able to finish the show within 5 seconds before the 11 o'clock hour. That's it. They were really cutting it tight. 9 out of 10 for the whole pay-per-view. This was an amazing show. Nothing more to say. Anthony Flair, come on in. Give us the rundown for the rest of the week.
The rest of the Soldier Up week, and it continues tomorrow night. We have to determine a time, obviously. Hopefully not too late. We're going to be doing a special NFL preview show tomorrow night, and we are going to, run down each division, who we like in each division, the whole 9 yards. We'll also, we'll give our thoughts as to how the playoff teams will stack up, the 1 through 6 seeds, who will win the divisions, who will win the wild cards, and the whole 9 yards. And, of course, the main event of that will be our prediction for the first game of the season, the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday night. And then Thursday night, of course, again, time to be determined. That will be College Football Thursday. We'll run down all the top 25 action of Week 2 and our first power poll of the season. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. That's all I can say about that. Some surprising outcomes in Week 1 of the college football season, without a doubt. And then, of course, Friday night, we cap it all off with the season premiere of Strictly Sports NFL Friday. We will run down the rest of the action for Week 1. That's all. There will be no power rankings on that show because it's the opening week. So that's pretty much it. So we just have to determine the times, guys. That's all there is to say on that. So until tomorrow night, nothing more to say here. MF, let's wrap it up, and then we'll, quickly. But by the way, what time would be good for you guys when it comes to Wednesday and Thursday and all that?
10:30 for Wednesday night, 10 o'clock for Thursday.
Fair enough. And the usual time on Friday?
Yes, 10:30.
Okay. All right. Bullock, I'm sure that's good for you. So, all right.
Yeah, it's good for me too.
All right. 10:30 it is. So hopefully we can, get it within like an hour and a half or so. So that's all I can say there. So we'll see you 10:30 tomorrow night for our NFL preview show. All right, MF, let's wrap it up.
All right, guys. So until tomorrow night, for Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, for Didi Whitson, I am Michael Fletcher. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, send the video to all your friends on all social media platforms. Have a good night, everybody, and so long for now. Bye-bye.